So today what we've got on is this door seal. It's been leaking on this little 107, causing water to come in, run past the seal and get underneath the driver's seat, causing a bit of a puddle. I've got another video on how to adjust the door and some little tweaks and adjustments you can do to save you buying a new seal. But the owner of this one has already bought it and has asked me to change it, so we'll give it a go. We'll bang the new seal in. These genuine seals from the dealers, 130 quid. They're expensive. I've put a link in the description for a aftermarket one, which seems to work quite well, so you can give that one a go, and they're only £15. So yeah, let's get this genuine one in and we'll show you what it's all about. The problem you get with these, over time they compress and lose their springiness, if you like, their rubberiness, especially around the top here. And you see on this one, the actual joint there where it's formed together, somebody's put that at the top, which is, you know, worst place for it to go. Ideally, when we change it and we put the new one in, we're going to make sure we put that seam at the bottom. We want this top run here where all the water's flowing to be the best. So we'll have the no joints at the top, all the joints down the bottom, and it's going to look better than this. We can see it's also worn a bit on the top here. That's where obviously people have been brushing it as they've been getting in and out of the car. So let's pull it out. It's really straightforward. We're just grabbing hold of it and we'll pull it down, and you just peel it out all the way around. There's the old one, so we're away with that. And let's have a look at this new one in the packet, see what we get in here. Obviously with this one, this is a complete one-piece arrangement. It's been sealed up. With the one you'd buy, the aftermarket rubber, it's not sealed, but it doesn't matter because you put the joint at the bottom, so it's not going to affect anything anyway. But let's find that seam on this new one, so we can make sure that that goes to the bottom. There it is. So that's his seam there. So we're going to make sure that's down at the bottom. And literally all we're doing is there's the tight bit there, the grabber, that's going across the rail. So I've got the joint there in the rubber, I'm putting that to the bottom in the middle, and this seam here is going into the channel there. So let's start off just in the bottom there, and we'll just get that lined up and then just slowly roll it round as we go and just poke it in all the way, making sure it's going in nice and tight. And I'll come back this way, just rolling it down as we go. Tapping it in, making sure it's sitting in nicely. You can see that's going in really well. And if we just fold these corners as we're going in, making sure they go in nice and tight, right into the corner. So to finish this corner off now, let's just run the last bit in. Why don't you just pull this back a bit and just to finish it off. Just work it in as we go along. We'll get there. So it's a bit tighter because it's got the dashboard, but just poke that into position. If we've got a bit of sag, we can relieve it because it will squash in. So if I just pull it back and work it, we should be able to get this to, we should be able to lose this in the joint. Somewhere. This is the wrong frigging seal.
Looks a bit too big to me. Don't you think?
I've got a bit of a,
It's too big, isn't
got
it?
a bit of an issue, and I'd say this seal is most probably for, this one is most probably for the two-door. Does make you wonder, slightly too long, but it ain't the end of the world, because what we can do is always chop it and slide it in if that's the case. Now let's just see if we can lose this. See if I can compress it back a bit. I don't think we're going to get rid of that much, so it's quite a bit of sag there. We'll see. We'll see. Let's just lift that up there a bit. Just got that little bit too much, ain't we? Oh, it's thinking about it. It's thinking about it. Ooh. There we go. There we go. Oh, Jesus. She's tight. But we... There we go. Well, for a minute there, I thought we got the wrong one, but you saw that, how it all sort of squidged out and fitted in the end. So we've got a seam down at the bottom, and looking at that, that's gone in lovely now. So yeah, it was the right size. Yeah, it's beautiful. There we go. Right then, let's shut this door and just make sure everything's okay. Oh, the door don't shut. I've got to give it a slam now. Look at that. It's really pushed this out because it's a nice new. Oh, the spring. Oh yeah, that's it. That's such a good seal on it now. That has. It's really got some ping there. But yeah, beautiful. Look at the difference in the rubber now. It's not pushed in. It's got loads of springiness to it. So it's going to make a really good seal on the top of the door frame. So that's the part number if you're interested in that seal for the front door on the 4-door model. What I will do as well is just measure this one up for you. So if you're buying the aftermarket one, you know how long you're going to need. So let's start at the seam there. And I'll measure it on the outside dimension, so it's the longest way round. Okay, so let's go for it. And back to that seam there. So it's 344 centimetres. So if you got well, 3.5 meters for this model with the smaller door, or you'd have to go for 4 meters if you've got the 2-door version, then you'd have enough to get around there and get it sorted. So this is the silver 2-door 107. So I'll just get the tape measure and I'll just whiz around this trim and see how long this one is, see if there is a difference. This one has got a bit of a split in the bottom, but it's not leaking, so this one's okay, we're not too fussed. And compared to the other one there, it's got a lot more spring to it. But let's just whiz around it. We'll start at the seam here and see how long this is. We are doing this on the outside, or on the top side of it. So we will add just a little bit on at the end just to be on the safe side. So I'll work my way around. So this one is 366 centimetres. So we'll add a bit on. So if we go 370, I suppose so. To be on the safe side, you're going to have to go for 4 meters. So there we go. Door seal is completely replaced. Got some nice tension in there. A really good seal. So I'm happy with that. That's all done. Like I say, I'll put the link in description for aftermarket seal. I've also got the video telling you how to tweak and adjust the door and to use the silicone spray on the seal, which does help to cure the water leak. Always try that before you replace the seal. The silicone spray around the seal is a great repellent and it will stop any water coming in. It works, it really does. It's good, it will save you some money. And like I mentioned to you, got this stuff which is, it's Worth silicone spray. There's obviously different makes and that, but the Worth stuff is brilliant. Their products are fantastic. So you can put this onto the rubber and it will give yourself it repels water, and the water will just bead off it. Rather than running round it, it'll just bead off. So this stuff, you just apply it, get a cloth or a rag and just work your way around gently and just rub a really light film of that on there. Just put a really light film on all the way around. And that is it. That's all you've got to do with that. A really light film all the way around, and that will now just bead the water off and repel it. Save any problems. This stuff is also great for doing blacking your tyres, grills, any plastic bodywork. It just makes it all go really nice and shiny. So say this black panel here, just put a little bit of that on, just rub it in. It just makes it look really nice and dark and beautiful. Lovely. It was surprising how much of that seal was, well, kind of left over, and how it squashed up when we forced it in, which has made it really nice and tight, and obviously in time it'll stop anything shrinking and giving us any problems. We've got this little seam at the bottom there. And again, as you saw when I went round, the best place to finish is at the bottom. I think get the top in nice and tight, work your way around, and then finish down the bottom, and it seems to absorb that extra bit a little bit better. If that's been of any use to you, please just drop me a little thumbs up, like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.